rather play Hyvaa. I think. What do you think?
Ruin, I think he's okay playing either, like even in his own mind. Because Hyvaa can be a pretty sneaky snake in ZVP. He has some funny builds. But I mean, I think Ruin's, both of his matchups look fantastic. So I think he's completely at peace with playing either one of these guys.
Well, Ultra Team Stronghold is the pick for Hyvaa, as you might expect. Does not want Reality coming down his throat that fast.
Definitely a map that he can take out Reality on. He can play that same type of style, and you know the creep sword will be even bigger, base will be even further away. Should be able to hold on.
Well, hopefully for him he can, because if he does not, he will be the second player to fall down. Code B here at the GSL Code A Group F. By that second player, I mean first player in this group. Fall down.
Will it be this guy?
hyvaa.
Could be. There he is. This is Marilyn Monroe. Over here. You could be the first one to fall down, but he has to lose 2 games in a row.
Reality.
That was a cool little zoom out. Thanks, Heaven.
Great observer. I love the pan from the side over the S when the game started to really slow down. It was like just one of the most brilliant observing moves I've ever seen. That was like a top observing move ever.
Well, that S is going to be like an icon. This S will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
It's funny how
he should change his name to Ruins.
The thing is, if Ruin won that, it would have been, he would have been remembered that way for probably like a few months. People kind of, I do kind of remember that.
This is something that doesn't go away, though.
But now that he lost it, I don't think it's going away. Like, people will always remember that.
Look, there may be an Artosis pylon, but now there's Ruin pylons.
What's an Artosis pylon?
It is a pylon that never dies and powers your structures very well. You warp in units there and kill your opponent.
Okay, I wonder how that came about.
Awesome.
Definitely wouldn't have anything to do with PvP.
Definitely
not. 4 gates.
Certainly not.
Okay. Good to know, because I always hated when I lost my pylons and powered all my buildings.
No,
happen from time to time.
Let that happen. All right, so Hyvaa going hatchery first into gas. Sometimes we see greedy builds, and this is definitely one of the maps to see them on. That is what both players are doing. Reality loving his Command Center first builds overall today.
Yeah.
This is his 4th out of 5 games.
Yeah, that's 80% CC first.
Yeah. A good map for it, though. Like,
right, I mean,
you could do a Zergling Rush. Hyvaa would be one of the guys who would try it, but not gonna this time.
If you do like a Reaper expand on this map, you're just putting yourself behind, basically. There's like no reason to do that. And Hyvaa can take a really easy third base here himself.
Indeed, especially since he took this front base as his natural.
Yeah, it's like...
And he's getting gas, which means he'll get speed very quickly, so like that back base just will never die. It's a very simple third.
Yeah. The 4th base is a bit further away, a bit harder to take, but the first 3 he's going to get them up pretty fast. This map is basically like a new, slightly different. It's not even that different at all, actually, from, do you remember that map, Calm Before the Storm?
Yeah.
I think Calm Before the Storm...
It is pretty similar, but this one is definitely better.
Calm Before the Storm also had like a wide ramp at from the main to the outside expansion, right? Or there's something about it that was a bit different.
I cannot remember that part.
That was like 2011.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I mean, I think that I feel like this is a better map. Like, I just remember the games there being only powering kind of like Atlantis Spaceship, or whatever it's called, Atlantis Star Station, whatever. It was Spaceship, right?
Space Bear, I think, yeah.
Yes, Atlantis Space Bear. I remember now.
So,
factory coming up. Speed almost done here. Hellions not likely to do much here.
I don't think so. I'm
going to keep talking. What? Every time? I interrupted you so many times. I was going to see how many times I could do it, but then you did the quick look.
I was just thinking I was going to ask you if you think he's going to go Banshees here at all.
I mean, he actually could.
I mean, there's a tip up.
Okay, well, he's going for it.
Do you feel like Hyvaa's taken like an unreasonably safe 3 bases here? Like, or do you think he's more trying to make sure Reality can't take a greedy third on the low ground? He's like got Zergling speed, but what use does that give him?
I don't know why he
here?
would add safety to his build on this map.
Well, like, what does the Zergling speed actually gain him here right now? Not a whole lot. Hellions, of course, if they came across the map, it's going to be useful for that. But
it's a mind game as well, though, if you think about it. He's showing speedlings at the front. Reality has to be thinking, oh, those speedlings are a little bit quick, right?
Yeah, he's wondering the same thing I am. He's like, why do you have those?
Yeah, so, you know, maybe that's part of it as well.
It just has such a late third base as a result. I mean...
No, it definitely is, like, way later than you would expect from a Zerg.
I mean, a lot of Zergs would go double hatch before pool on this map.
Sure. Can be a bit more risky against Terrans sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because every now and then they're going to throw in a little cheesy build.
This Overlord is going to see the third CC. Probably worth it. Not going to see the Banshee, I don't think.
You know what? One nice thing about these speedlings is that with these 3 queens, like, 0 damage can be done. And in fact, there is a chance that he will run around and surround those Hellions and kill them off, which will give him ridiculous map dominance and would, in fact, ensure that he delays that third base of Realities for a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, even more so than what we saw last game where the Hellions died early on and he was able to control the map for the early game.
And you know what else? Something I do want to say about this is, you know how like Rain will oftentimes take the poor end of builds just to make sure he's safe and makes it later into the game?
Yeah.
I feel like in Zerg vs. Terran, you can just kind of take the poor end of builds a little bit on this map and still be fine just because the map is so big and it can get very hard for Terran to actually move across and truly do damage.
Well, on the opposite side of the spectrum, he certainly did not play it safe when it came to Spore Crawlers.
Yeah.
We'll slow on that
This
one.
is actually a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Way more damage than you would ever allow
8
one Banshee
kills
to do.
with no cloak.
No cloak, 1 Banshee.
Yeah, that's way
bit,
too much damage.
A bit of an oversight to allow that to happen. No second Banshee, as far as I can tell, was ever made, so this is like an insanely good return on investment here.
Indeed it is. Has to be very happy with that. And that Banshee can do all sorts of things for quite a while now until it spires out, really.
Kind of fly around and see when the 4th is taken, where it's taken, how long it's been mining.
You can even set on some sort of patrol up towards the top of the map eventually.
Is this SCV set to follow? Yeah, it is. It's actually just going to continue to repair these. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, why not?
It's not that expensive, and it's going to ensure a little bit more staying power on those Hellions. A little more sustain, I guess you could say. Now, this time the upgrades are really even.
That's really good for Hyvaa. That really bit him in the butt last time.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he hits the 2-2 right away. He's getting Overlord speed because he wants to float around and see what sort of comp he's really up against, and also to help deal with potential Widow Mines.
Yeah, you really do need that for your Overseers if you want to be able to actually kill off the Widow Mines. That was actually one of the best balance changes, I think, ever in StarCraft.
Yeah.
It made quite a difference with how well you could micro against Widow Mines.
And also changed a lot scouting-wise.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the increase to base Overlord speed is something we take for granted too. That was a massive change. That
actually certainly was.
Affects every matchup across the board.
Those things are so fast now.
At first, it was like unbelievable how fast they were. Now it's like,
look at that.
Seems like the norm.
Look at him ripping it.
He's like on steroids or something. Did they add a booster for those Overlords too?
All right, here we go. The medevac's coming over.
Spotted.
No 4th base yet. Looks like he's getting ready for it, and good thing that he is, because he really needs to get his 4th base earlier this game. Actually starts his 2-2 before Reality. Reality's actually missing the boat on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay. There you go.
Just a few seconds late.
But that's okay, because this keeps Hyvaa ahead on it. He's going to have his Baneling speed as well. Good creep spread. Finally taking that 4th.
Yeah, as long as you don't get behind before 3-3, then you're going to be okay. As a Terran player, you know, being behind for a short period of time like this isn't going to hurt him too much. The supplies here pretty massively in favor of Reality. You've got that 3rd base up for free. I feel like, I mean, if you look at the worker count, he's ahead at 73 to 66.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a pretty nice army here. It's going to take a while to walk across the map, but I feel like...
Yeah, he's like 30 supply up an army almost.
I'm like not even sure exactly how this happened. I feel like he just because he got this 3rd base up for free and he was constantly making SCVs.
Yeah, he's been using his factory a lot as well. And yeah, the SCVs account for about 10 of it, but don't forget that kind of like roaches, hellbats, and hellions inflate your supply a little bit more than you're used to when you look at the number.
Yeah.
It's not like building marines.
It's true. You know, also...
Not exactly like roaches, but you know.
The thing is, Hyvaa also had a somewhat late third base. Like, his base was started just before the third base of Reality.
This is such a cool move. Look at this. Pushing forward, has a very good anti-Zergling army. Drops here, and he's going to kill that hatch.
Cancel whatsoever.
I think. Or not. Oh, wow. Good transfuses. Thank God those 3 queens were there.
Well, I mean, how long can he keep it alive, though?
Yeah.
Because this army is not far off on the ground.
It's a pretty scary one.
Good Hellbat splits. I mean, I never thought I'd really say that, but that's what we're seeing here.
Indeed, but it looks like Hyvaa, does he have enough to break through this? I believe he does.
Yeah, he does, actually.
And he does break through. All right, so...
All right, well, this base is going to die this time, I would say.
Does he have any... Yeah, he didn't have any transfuses left, so... That's pretty painful. Because, you know, I've talked about this a lot so far today, about how, you know, it's a battle over the 4th base in this matchup, and he just killed the 4th, which means that basically no matter how you look at it right now, Reality's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
So army supply is the same, base number the same, worker count the same, except plus mules. Ooh, it's rough. Hyvaa having a hard time keeping his 4ths.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's rough, right? When you're down on 3 base against a Terran who has actually a bigger worker count than you, plus mules. And what's really cool for this for Reality, yeah, that Thor is cool, but besides that, he can take that 4th at the 9 o'clock with almost no threat of being counterattacked or run by when he starts running out of minerals. Something's going on in the main base here. Did he drop something, or
No,
what is
just
that?
Mutalisks
Okay.
flying in, doing a little bit of harassment.
For some reason, it looked like Overlords on the main map to me. I was like, what is happening?
Well, looks like Reality's decided it's time to attack again. Looks like a flank going to be coming in.
Oh, a really good flank here.
Indeed.
Wow, even with pre-splits, it doesn't matter. But actually with reinforcements, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it brings in a few more units there. The Banelings weren't all 100% optimal there, which made it a little bit hard on him. Now he's down about 20 supply, but he kept his Mutos alive, which is very important. Thing is, there are 2 Thors in this army.
Yeah. 3-3 is coming up right now for Reality.
No more Widow Mines. That definitely makes a difference.
It certainly does. See how well he can split here. No splitting at the beginning, but just so much bio here that doesn't necessarily matter. Oh, 3-3 is on the way for Reality, but at the same time, Hyvaa gets a pretty quick hive here, and so he's not going to be as far behind as a Zerg player might ordinarily be in this situation.
Well, you know, he's pushing the creep back. Hyvaa's trying to take a 4th and a 5th, one of which is actually very close to Terran at the moment. And he does scout it, and that's, I mean, he's got to get mining more, man. The amount of time I'm watching Hyvaa sit on 3 bases against 3 bases is kind of depressing because I know how games like this end.
Well, he's trying to expand at 2 locations, but he's just too vulnerable. I almost feel like taking the base to the top right of where he is taking that 4th might even be better. Try to like hide drones over there or something, because
just something that maybe he can get away with.
Because he's not getting away with this, that's for sure. The base at the bottom is even closer to Reality as soon as he gets a whiff of it.
Look at the supply differential. You know, I wish that there was some great mystery of what's going to happen in this game, but unfortunately there's not. Hyvaa is not going to be able to keep this up. Look at this. We were watching 2 Hellbats kill a base. Because Hyvaa knows he can't really run in and engage anything.
Economist Artos is over here.
Yeah.
Just laying down the facts.
It's a bleak outlook.
Yeah.
Sell your stock in Hyvaa now.
Yeah, that's your last chance.
Price is falling at the moment, unfortunately. Now those 2 Hellbats are going to take down that hatch. Drops everywhere. He's dealing with everything. The Banelings trying to kill what they can. Just way too much stuff left over.
Is also done here.
Yeah. Reality's showing he's just much better at the macro game right now than Hyvaa. And, you know, Hyvaa, a lot of the skill he's shown us so far in StarCraft II wasn't based off 4 base. It was based off a very aggressive play on 2 and 3 bases. So
yeah, getting ahead early.
He's trying to switch into these like actual macro games, and he's a bit off on them in just about every way.
Yeah, I have to say, Reality is showing a completely different facet of TVZ today, showing that, you know, long mech games are not his only way to play.
A different faucet as well, with these Marines just pouring out nonstop.
Absolutely, man. There's no falsetto involved here, though.
Certainly not. Why would there be? It's just StarCraft.
Yeah. Maybe some fans singing a song, but I'll listen to this.
Possibly.
I think Hyvaa is just trying to accept defeat. He's got a 3-3 army barrel down. This is his last stand, and the splits are good. Even a flanked attempt, but way too much bio. You're not enough, Hyvaa. And now he's going to clean up the last of the mutas and expect to see him type out right now, I'd say. Nothing left here to go on.
That's right. He knows he's dead. Probably just taking it all in. No Code S for him this season. GG. And reality goes to the last match of the day.
We're going to have a rematch.
That's right.
For Hyvaa,
he looks ruined.
I feel bad for him because this was a really great opportunity for him who just popped back out of retirement. But because he was picked up by MVP, unlike some of the other teamless players that lost this week, like Tassadar, for example, that we saw.
Tassadar and
Seed.
Journey as
Journey.
well.
These players have no other televised match they can play in, whereas Hyvaa will now probably appear in Pro League.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they don't put him out some. So I think he's a great player to use against Zerg or Protoss. His ZVT a little bit off, though.
Especially in a best of one, I feel like he is a great asset for any team. And MVP's chosen him here. A pretty nice pickup. So his story doesn't end here like some of the other players that don't really have any other tournaments.
In the coming weeks, we probably will see Hyvaa a bit more. So, you know, he's out for now. Not going to go to Code S, but one of Ruin and Reality will. We'll see in a moment when we come back from this commercial break.